The sun had only just begun its climb when Tarek and Noro crouched in the tall grass of the savannah. Their bodies glistened with sweat and dust, their breath slow and measured, eyes fixed on the twisted acacia where the bees had made their fortress. From this tree dripped the prize they sought, the golden nectar that their people called the sun's blood. Honey was more than sweetness. For their clan, it was food, medicine, and offering to the spirits. Honey gave strength for long hunts and soothed wounds from stone or claw. But the bees were not the greatest danger. Tarek and Noro knew the stories. Wherever bees gathered, the fierce one came, the small beast with the jaws of stone and the rage of fire. The honey badger. "Do you see it?" whispered Noro, his long hair falling over his shoulders as he squinted against the light. "Not yet," Tarek muttered, gripping his sharpened stick. "We climb fast, cut fast, and run faster. That is the way." The brothers were alike in face and form, both tall, broad-shouldered, with sinew honed by the hard life of the plains. But in spirit they differed. Tarek, the elder, was cautious and deliberate, weighed down by the responsibility of feeding their clan. Noro was quick-tempered, hungry for risk, and driven by the thrill of daring. Together, they made a balance, until balance broke. At the base of the tree, the bees buzzed in a living storm. Smoke from the smoldering grass bundle in Noro's hand swirled upward, dulling the sting of their anger. With practiced motions, they climbed, their fingers gripping bark as bees swarmed about their hair and shoulders. The hive cracked under Tarek's stone blade, and golden comb spilled forth, heavy with honey. They worked quickly, each slicing away slabs larger than their forearms. The honey dripped in shining streams, sweet and sticky. But the moment their feet touched earth again, the grass stirred. A growl, low, guttural, filled with a promise of pain. The honey badger had come. Its small body was cloaked in black and gray fur, but its eyes burned red with fury. It bared sharp teeth, its claws tearing into the dirt. Tarek's stomach sank. "We must go," he hissed. Noro laughed breathlessly, though fear glittered in his eyes. "Then we run." And so they did. Across the hot earth, barefoot, clutching slabs of honeycomb as wide as their chests. The combs dripped golden trails, leaving a path behind them. Behind, the beast gave chase, snarling, relentless. Dust rose in clouds under their pounding feet. Tarek's chest heaved. He remembered the elder's words, "The fierce one never surrenders. It will chase until one falls." He glanced at Noro, who still grinned through his fear, the wild joy of the hunt reversed into the thrill of escape. "This is madness," Tarek barked. "We cannot outrun it. Then we fight." Noro shouted, though his voice cracked. "The honey is worth it." But the honey badger was no easy prey. Its skin was thick, its rage unending. To drop the combs was unthinkable, the clan needed them. To fight was near suicide. Tarek's mind raced as fast as his feet. The plain stretched wide, the sky a deepening orange as the sun climbed higher. Trees dotted the horizon like lonely sentinels. Every step sent honey dripping, every drop pulling the badger closer. The beast's growls grew louder, its snapping jaws closing in on their heels. At last, Tarek shouted, "Toward the river! The water may slow it." They turned sharply, hearts hammering, bodies burning with exhaustion. The scent of honey clung to them, thick and sweet, as though it marked them for death. The river lay ahead, glistening faintly in the morning light. But the beast was gaining. Tarek knew then, they would not both escape. One must face the badger, and the other carry the honey to the clan. His duty was clear, but his heart rebelled. To leave Noro alone was unthinkable. Yet to let the clan starve, worse still. The growls grew deafening. Dust filled his mouth. Sweat blinded his eyes. And then the choice came rushing upon him, sudden and brutal. Would he turn and fight, spear against claw, to give his brother a chance? Or would he command Noro to run while he lured the beast away? The river shimmered closer. The honey dripped faster. The badger leapt. And Tarek made his choice. The river glimmered like a silver snake ahead, but the snarling beast behind was faster than fear itself. Tarek's mind burned with the weight of decision. Each step jarred his bones, honey dripping thick between his fingers, the golden treasure now heavy as stone. The honey badger lunged. Its claws tore the air, and Tarek twisted aside, the edge of its paw grazing his calf. Pain lanced up his leg, but he did not stumble. Instead, he shouted, voice raw and fierce, "Noro! To the river! Take the honey!" His younger brother faltered mid-stride, horror flashing across his face. "No, Tarek! Together! There is no together if the clan starves!" Tarek roared. His voice was not just command but plea. "Run!" For a heartbeat, Noro's wild spirit resisted. He wanted to fight, to throw his weight against the beast in a storm of stone and fists. But the faces of their kin, thin, hungry, waiting, flashed in his mind. With a curse swallowed by wind, Noro turned, clutching his slab of comb, and sprinted for the riverbank. The beast, however, cared nothing for clans or brothers. Its eyes locked on Tarek, who had slowed his pace deliberately, honeycomb still clutched tight. He turned sharply, raised his crude spear, and faced the monster. The honey badger snarled, foam flecking its jaws, its body low, muscles coiled like a bowstring. Tarek's heart hammered, but a strange calm settled in him. He had always been the one to carry burdens, the firewood, the sick child, the memory of his father's last breath. Perhaps this, too, was his burden to carry. The beast charged. Tarek braced the spear. With a guttural cry, he thrust forward. The sharpened stone tip struck fur, but the honey badger twisted, impossibly quick. The spear glanced off its thick hide, tearing only shallowly. Pain enraged the beast further. It latched onto the shaft with teeth like knives, snapping wood as though it were grass. Tarek stumbled back. His weapon was gone. The beast advanced, eyes burning red. From the corner of his vision, he glimpsed Noro at the river's edge, laying the honeycomb upon a rock. His brother turned, screaming, "Tarek!" But there was no time for fear. The badger leapt again. Tarek grabbed the dripping comb and hurled it into the dust before the beast. The golden slab burst open, honey oozing across the earth. The creature hesitated, nose twitching, tongue darting. It lunged at the fallen treasure, tearing into it with snarls of hunger. For the first time, Tarek breathed. His chest heaved, lungs aflame, sweat pouring from every pore. Slowly, painfully, he backed away. But the beast was not finished. No sooner had it devoured half the comb than its head snapped upward, jaws coated in gold, eyes searching again. With a chilling snarl, it turned back toward him. Tarek's legs trembled. He could not outrun it now. His strength was nearly gone. He braced himself for the final charge. Then a cry split the air. "Noro!" From the riverbank, his brother charged, stone blade gleaming, body slick with sweat. His feet pounded the earth, his mouth open in a roar that drowned even the beast's growls. In his hands, he clutched the second comb, but not to keep. With every ounce of strength, Noro hurled it high. The golden mass sailed through the air and landed between the badger and his brother. The beast turned instantly, frenzy overcoming focus. It fell upon the fresh comb, ripping and clawing, drowning itself in honey. "Now!" Noro shouted, grasping Tarek's arm. "To the river!" Together, they staggered, half running, half dragging one another, until the cool water lapped at their knees. They splashed deeper, the current pulling, the weight of fear lifting. Behind them, on the bank, the honey badger feasted greedily, oblivious to their escape. The brothers collapsed in the shallows, gasping, laughing, crying all at once. Their bodies shook with exhaustion, their skin stung from welts and scratches, but they were alive. "We lost it," Tarek rasped. His voice cracked like dry wood. Noro grinned, though his lips bled. "Not all. Look." From his hip pouch, soaked but intact, he pulled a smaller piece of comb, hidden, secret, enough to matter. It was no great slab, not like the ones they had carried, but it was something. Tarek stared, then threw back his head and laughed, the sound raw and triumphant. "You reckless fool," he said, though his eyes glistened. The honey they carried back to their clan that evening was modest. The slabs were gone, sacrificed to the beast's hunger. But when the children tasted the sweetness, their faces lit like dawn. The elders blessed the brothers for their courage, telling the tale of the honey hunt that would be spoken for generations. By firelight, Noro leaned close and whispered, "We will return one day. We will take more. And perhaps, Perhaps the fierce one will remember us." Tarik shook his head, smiling faintly. "It will remember. But so will we." And so the story of the two brothers and the honey badger was etched into the memory of their people. Not just a tale of food and fear, but of sacrifice, cunning, and the unbreakable bond of blood. Far across the plain, under the fading sun, the honey badger licked its bloody jaws, eyes still burning. The beast was not defeated, only delayed. But for now, the brothers had won. And for their clan, one mouthful of honey was worth more than gold.